The one inherent theme of cancel culture is it destroys everything in its path. It is a brazen beast, hell-bent on destroying nuance and turning our social spaces into rubble. It's like a tiger in a cage. Those who choose to open the cage, thinking they can control it, immediately find it is controlled by the whim of any mob that starts shouting loud enough to get attention. You've likely heard of the recent victim of cancel culture, Alexi McCammond. She was supposed to be the newest top editor at Teen Vogue, until staffers at the publication decided to comb over her entire Twitter history and dig up some bad things she did 10 years ago. Yes, 10 years ago. These are the tweets that got her in trouble. Oh, she even got some likes and retweets on the Asian Eyes one. I'm surprised they aren't going after those people too. Should cancel everybody. This is all ridiculous, obviously. If we are going to hold people accountable for jokes like these from 10 years ago, we're gonna be left with an entire country that's just canceled. But even worse, if we accept a culture that is so trigger happy with cancellations, we are sending a lot of bad signs to the next generations to come. Alexi was 17 at the time of these tweets. The time when younger people should be exploring their own mind and grappling with different ideas, taking chances and figuring out what's wrong in order to discover what is right. If we exist in a culture that actively shuns people for expressing mildly offensive things, and it follows them into adulthood, we are going to be left with generations who either don't muse over different or non-mainstream ideas or just don't talk about them in public at all. Because who knows what's going to happen in 10 years? We are robbing children the freedom to be wrong and grow and learn from their mistakes. The statement from the woke staffers who revolted was posted on Twitter, which is now private. They're always so transparent. It reads, "As more than 20 members of the staff at Team Vogue, we've built our outlet's reputation as a voice for justice and change. We take immense pride in our work and in creating an inclusive environment. That's why we have written a letter to management at Condé Nast about the recent hire of Alexi McCammond as our new editor-in-chief in light of her past racist and homophobic tweets. We've heard the concerns of our readers, and we stand with you. In a moment of historically high anti-Asian violence and amid the ongoing struggles of the LGBTQ community," they forgot a couple letters in there, "we as the staff of Teen Vogue fully reject those sentiments. We are hopeful that an internal conversation will provide fruitful in maintaining the integrity granted to us by our audience." Where the homophobia is, I have no idea. As an observer, I wouldn't care one bit if Teen Vogue folded tomorrow. I just don't care. But 20 woke staffers took their company hostage and used a coordinated smear campaign to demand they choose someone else over tweets she had when she was a teenager. And that's even after she apologized 2 years ago. And apparently they cleared up the issue during her interview. So these are things that they knew were in her background and they were comfortable with them. They made that choice and they were held hostage by their own employees. That sets a chilling precedent for the tenets of free speech and the prospects of living in a society where people can have diverse opinions. They took an accomplished black woman and decided she wasn't woke enough for the inclusive environment they created there. Just not woke enough. But now, it seems this immense pride in creating an inclusive environment is all smoke and mirrors. All for show. Cancel culture is actually just a big game these people play for social karma, just to get their audience to buy into their hypocrisy while they keep piling up woke buzzwords. Christine Davitt, a senior social media manager at Teen Vogue, apparently she said some naughty things of her own. After being one of the 20 staffers who called for maintaining the integrity by getting rid of their new black editor, someone dug up some of her old tweets. And these are considerably worse. I mean, if we're measuring things on the woke scale. Though these aren't something I think you should be canceled for or dragged across social media, considering it was 11 years ago. But If we're comparing these to McCammon's tweets, well, they've responded with silence and switching things to private, but David was elated and said as much about the decision to get rid of McCammon when she was publicly using Twitter. Now they will all run and hide. It seems their agenda to provide a safe space and an inclusive environment was just their way of virtue signaling to the rest of the world. It gave them an opportunity to gin up some positive publicity across social media. I'm sure it gained them a lot of respect from their woke followers. But when you let out the tiger that is cancel culture, you better be ready for the consequences. Now, we'll wait and see the fallout from all this. Maybe they'll catch no heat. Maybe they'll have to fire everybody. But one thing is for sure. Those who try to manipulate cancel culture and use it to wield influence are the only ones that should be canceled. If Teen Vogue dies a fiery, violent death, I will shed no tears. They've shown their disdain for free thought and have given in to wokeness. While allowed 20 staffers use their woke vocabularies to pen up a meaningless and petty statement which tarnished the reputation of someone who was on their side to begin with, a minority who by all accounts and appearances was their ally. And Teen Vogue folded like a bunch of cowards. It should be totally clear by now that you cannot tame this tiger once it's out. Anyone hoping to wield the power of the woke mob will be at the mercy of their whims. Any goodwill they gain from doing the right thing will be forgotten when it turns around on them. Cancel culture is an insidious virus that leaves nothing but destruction. It is a tool used for political power and the manipulation of our cultural fabric. Those who give into it, like Teen Vogue did here, are incentivizing more to use it in the future. Every time cancel culture succeeds in claiming another victim, we find ourselves deeper in the hole where anything and everything is at the mercy of being sacrificed. Cancel the cancelers and all who appease them. Choose free thought. This has been Exhibit Media. Thank you for watching the video. Please subscribe. You'll find links in the video description of where to find Exhibit Media. You can also find links to all our sources from this video. This has been Exhibit Media, signing out.